Distrust in Boeing is continuing to grow following several more negative headlines about the embattled plane maker. Shares of Boeing are falling at this moment by about 2.5% after the FAA confirmed that it is probing a Boeing whistleblower's quality claims on 787 and 777 jets. So it's not just the 737 planes now. The Wall Street Journal reports that the Boeing engineer whistleblower said that the company used shortcuts to fix its 787 Dreamliner jets. Boeing, of course, denies this, but the ongoing crisis after crisis is having a tangible effect on Boeing's business. Today, Boeing reported that its quarterly airplane deliveries dropped to 83, compared with 157 in the prior quarter. Shares of Boeing, as you see, percentage-wise, when it comes to year-to-date, down about 2.6%. But one under-the-radar jet manufacturer has become a very big beneficiary of Boeing's problems. Embraer, out of Brazil, has gained about 40% year-to-date as airlines rush to fill the Boeing void. David Neeleman, who founded 5 commercial airlines, including JetBlue, Airways, and most recently Azul and Breeze Airways, sources his jets from Brazil-based Embraer and also Europe's Airbus. Breeze Airways is the one he's really pushing now. He's expanding at a rapid clip and just announced 5 new city additions to its routes today. So is the chaos at Boeing an opportunity for a smaller airline to gain market share? Joining me now, Breeze Airways founder and CEO David Neeleman. Great to have you, David. Let me just deal with this Boeing situation at the moment. It's just sort of like when it rains, it pours here for Boeing. It's had obviously all kinds of issues with the plug door that blew off mid-flight. And then over the weekend, this piece of the jet started peeling off. Thankfully, nobody hurt in either of those situations. But let's talk a little bit about Embraer. You have many of them in Azul in South America. But how do you figure that you're going to have enough planes when Boeing is in the situation it is?
Well, it's a lot to unpack there. You know, first of all, I would just like to say that I fly on Boeings all the time. I love the airplanes. I love the fact that it's company based in America. I feel 1,000% safe on a Boeing airplane. It's incredible. The 777, the 787 have near impeccable safety records. So I'm not, worried about that. They're just having a hard time right now, but they'll get through it. They'll come through it a stronger company. I think the rise in Embraer, talk about a good company. It's a great airplane. Like you said, we are buying the brand new E2. We have 100 on order at Azul in Brazil. Boeing, even with especially with these issues now where they're slowing deliveries, and Airbus, these guys are backed up 6 years, 5 years. If you start an airline today and wanted a new airplane from the manufacturer, you couldn't buy one until 2028 or 2029. So Embraer has availability. They have a great airplane, and so people are turning to them. I sit on the board of a leasing company, and we have some E2s, and we're leasing them all over the world, and so that's benefiting Embraer just because they have capacity. They can deliver an airplane in the next 12 to 18 months as opposed to 5 or 6 years.
Month to date, Embraer is up something like 20%. So clearly, they're doing a lot of business. Breeze, you have some Embraers there, but you also have Airbus jets, and you're ordering a couple more. And you are expanding to 5 new routes this time, with 5 more cities, rather. And these are very low prices. We can show some of them on the screen, but the 5 new cities that you are bringing in involve everything from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, to Dallas-Fort Worth, Bangor, Maine, Lansing, Michigan, and Pensacola. These prices, these are starting prices, everybody, and they're one way. Let's just be clear. Yeah. Tampa to Pensacola, $49. How are you able to do this?
Well, it's a short flight, first of all.
Yeah, but still.
The 220 is an incredible airplane. Of all the planes we've ever used, this is really the newest technology that exists in the world today. It's 2000s technology. And so it's very fuel efficient. We have a trip cost that's a lot lower, so we can serve a bunch of markets that, say a Spirit with 240 seats, can't serve, or even a JetBlue with, a bigger airplane. So smaller gauge airplanes, 90% of our routes, now this is interesting, we have almost 200 routes, and 90% of them are in markets where we have no nonstop competition. Where our ULCC, guys are 80% in markets where they compete wingtip to wingtip. So,
Right.
we do start at that, and that's our basic fare. But then we upgrade you to an extra legroom seat or a first class seat. We have first class seats. We have extra legroom,
Well,
45 of those.
can I interrupt? How much
seats.
would it cost if I'm going from Lansing, Michigan, well, from Orlando, Florida to Lansing, Michigan? That there is an example here. And at $79 one way, starting October 2nd, so it'll be a couple of months. But say I want to upgrade from that price to whether that's a first class seat or at least a check bag. How much would that cost me?
It may be like if you want an extra legroom seat and free internet and a bag, it may be an extra $50, or it may be an extra $80 if you want to go first class. So,
Okay.
you can go onto our website, flybooze.com. We have nicest, and we have basic fare, and then nice and nicer and nicest, and you can see what those little jumps are. And our NPS scores are incredible because people say, "Well, that's fair. I can do that. I'll jump up that next level and pay that. It's totally worth it. I want to impress my wife or my girlfriend or my husband or whatever, and I'll do that." And people are not upset about that. It doesn't feel like nickel and diming.
No. But what I do think is interesting is that you're looking at an industry right now that has attempted to have some consolidation. Obviously, JetBlue, Spirit Airlines, the regulators shut that down. You are a smaller airline. Have you had conversations? Has anybody called you to acquire you? Or, listen, whether you're looking at some other airlines, I don't know, but it's a regulatory environment that is not very friendly right now.
Yeah, it's not, and it's okay. With us, the big guys are pretty dang powerful, and the Spirit JetBlue merger maybe was a good thing that didn't happen, given the state of things. We're trailblazing our own way. We're kind of all over the place. We just announced today that we made money for the first time in the month of March. We expect to make money for this year, and that's really the key. Once you get profitable in this business, and you find those markets where they're mature and you have economies of scale with your costs coming down, and just getting to profitability and growing has really been our goal, not any kind of consolidation. And I don't think the Justice Department would allow it anyway, so I don't spend any time thinking about that.
Okay, yeah, well, the Justice Department not really in the mood to be allowing these mergers at the moment. David, it's great to see you. 5 airlines.
Great to see you.
Unbelievable. You're on your 5th, so congratulations, and keep us posted. Thank you.